Hi everybody, Phil Easy here. Going to take you through how to fertilize your cucumber plants. Thanks for watching. First thing I like to do on fertilizing my cucumber plants is the same thing I do with my tomatoes and my peppers. I like to pre-moisten the soil, just mist it, so that it will absorb the liquid fertilizer that I end up feeding them that much better. It'll allow the nutrients to get to the roots and it won't pool on the surface or drain to weird spots. So that's why I take the extra few seconds or minutes to pre-mist the beds. So I'll do that first here, guys. I use a brass nozzle, or brass looking like nozzle, and you can adjust how fine the mist is. I really like that effect because you don't want to have it too strong on your plants. They are small right now and they aren't used to too much pressure of water on them. So I like to just do a fine misting. Oh, and I forgot to mention, try not to spray the plants directly. It's tricky when they're this small, but you'll see me when I go around. I'm just going to try to get it moistened a little bit, but not too aggressive near the plants. If you want to save your back, walk around to the other side. I'm lazy sometimes, but at the cost of my body. There we go. So there we go, they're all misted, ready for the fertilizer. I'll take you through that now. I like to use an all-purpose fertilizer this time of year. This one happens to be a 24-8-16. And it's powder. Then I put it into my 6-liter jug and add water, and it mixes right in right away, so it turns into a liquid fertilizer. I have had better results with the liquids. So for this, you'll have to check your own fertilizer and what it recommends for a mixing, but I do recommend fertilizing. I have tried to grow gardens for years without, and it's a little bit more effort and the results weren't quite as good. In this bed itself, I do compost horse manure in the fall. We have horses, so we end up composting that manure in, and I add a little bit of Epsom salts and whatever other organic sort of material you might come across. If you're willing to spend money, then you can pick up some. I like forest fines. Sea soil is a good one. It's basically just forest material that's composted down. I find that's really good for mulching and absorbing the water, and it probably provides some good nutrients as well. So I filled this container with 1 scoop of my powdered formula. Now we just fill this up. And then what we'll do is we will end up flooding the beds. I like to do things easier, lazier, whatever you want to call it, but I don't like to spend a lot of extra time doing tasks. So I got a lot of them, so I've made these beds in a way that the water will pool towards the plants, so kind of like creating a bowl around the base of each plant when I'm planting it as a seedling. And that effort in the front pays off later because your watering becomes a lot easier. Still haven't figured out which way these things turn, so a little bit of flooding's okay though. Okay, so the flooding, I used to pour out of this end like this. It takes a long time, so I gently will tip this sideways and pour out of this end instead. I get really close to the ground so I don't create too much damage or pockets in the soil. As you can see, it's very straightforward though. You just pour it gently on, come down the line. Flood it, and that side's done. Now we're going to jump over to the other side once I do one more container full of the fertilizer. 1 scoop. water. So I do this once a week. I do watch the plants in between. We get really hot weather here in this greenhouse. I don't have a fan or anything in it, so it does get quite warm. So I will watch the plants, and as needed, we'll water them just with regular water out of this hose midweek if necessary, or as needed basically. You can always look for weeds while you're doing this. Pick them, pull them, multitask. Now we will flood this bed. Don't pour the water too quick, or else you'll push all the soil away from your plants. You want it to stay as close to the drip line of your plants as possible. Alright, there we go. As you can see, nice and easy, quick, and your plants have been fed and they'll be good to go, and they'll reward you later. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.